Before I get into the best reality show out right now, quick question. Is the Indian matchmaker only for Indians? Asking for a friend. Alright, welcome to Taste Take. If you're new here, I do movie and TV reviews every week. If you're into that sort of thing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for your boy. For my regular Taste Takers, let's see if this show is a match for y'all. That was corny, right? Indian Matchmaking is a new Netflix reality show that revolves around the tradition of arranged marriages. The show was directed by Smriti Mundra, who's an Oscar-winning filmmaker. She directed a documentary called A Suitable Girl, which follows three young women as they navigate the intense pressures of getting married in India. Netflix released the show on July 16, 2020. The director actually pitched the show back in 2010, but was told it wasn't white enough. Yeah, it's called Never mind. Indian Matchmaking is focused around Seema Taparia, who's the #1 rated matchmaker in India. She works with different clients from India and the United States to help them find the perfect match and ultimately, hopefully, get married. Seema uses what's called biodata to help create matches. So someone will come to her looking for a life partner and she'll gather their height, weight, profession, things they're looking for in a partner, even horoscope. In fact, horoscope is a huge factor in Indian matchmaking. Seema actually has an actual, she has a psychic that she goes to and consults with. So she will literally take a picture of her client, bring it down to this dude, and he's like, yeah, this is good. She's gonna get married this year. Wait, what's her birthday? She comes from a troubled past, but she has a loving heart. It's a match. She's good. It's pretty intense. Arranged marriages were the norm back in the day because it was believed that parents knew best who would be a good match for their children. I know some of y'all just got nervous at just the thought of it. But it kind of made sense because back then people were getting married so much younger. Also, the families wanted to make sure that their kid was marrying someone with the same faith and economic background. Today, arranged marriages are much more rare, but in places like India, they're pretty common. Truth is, there's actually evidence to show that couples from love marriages had a higher level of love at the beginning of their union, but couples from arranged marriages were shown to be more in love as the years went on. Take that for what it's worth. In today's arranged marriage societies, you can even see ads for singles in the newspaper. Yup, just like back in the day if you were reading the classifieds for a freaking toaster, you could find a husband or a wife. And then of course there's the websites, the apps, and the matchmakers like Seema. And when you first meet a potential match, it's not like you guys go to happy hour and get to know each other over discounted drinks. A lot of the time, it's your whole family pulling up to meet a whole nother family. So imagine I'm on a first date. I see the woman, but I barely even speak. My family's doing the talking for me, and her family's doing the talking for her. And we're just sitting there, staring at each other. It's weird, right? In the show, you see that side, and the families do step away to let the singles get their alone time in. There's a handful of main characters on the show that we follow through their journey of working with the matchmaker and seeing who clicks and who doesn't. Here's a quick rundown of my thoughts on the main characters. First, of course, is Seema the matchmaker. What do I think of her? I don't even know. I think she's nice, but she's also running a business, so you can't really be too sure. She's kind of like a real estate agent. They want you to find a good house, but also, they want to make a sale. Aparna. Good Lord, where do they find this woman? Aparna is a super independent attorney from Houston. She always puts school and work first, but now she's in her mid-30s looking for a life partner. The problem is, she sucks. Not only does she have all these requirements for the dude, but she's so damn boring. She literally told Seema she doesn't want to do with a sense of humor. Then she goes on a date and gets mad that the dude is talking to other people. It was the waiter. You gotta order, girl. Then we got Nadia. What a treat. What a freaking treat. Nadia's an event planner from New Jersey. She got super high energy, but she has a hard time being accepted by a lot of Indian families because she's Guyanese. But Tate, what's wrong with being Guyanese? Well, nothing really. Let me explain. Many people see Guyana as a Caribbean country, even though it's not even on the Caribbean Sea. Culturally, that's just how it leans. But most of the population in Guyana is Indian. In the mid 1800s, when slavery was officially abolished, the British, who owned Guyana, were like, damn, we got all this land and no slaves to work it. So basically, they took hundreds of thousands of Indians from India and brought them to Guyana to work as indentured servants, which is basically the same thing as slavery. Like, if slavery was Fruit Loops, then being an indentured servant was like Tutti Fruities. So many Indian families don't see Guyanese as real Indians, hence a lot of Nadia's problems. But she's great, and fuck that guy who ghosted her. You know, he went on Twitter and said she ghosted him? Ugh, the nerve. Then we got Pradyum. This guy's actually in India. He's basically like the rich, playboy bachelor type. He's the only one of his friends that's not married yet. He says he wants a nice girl, but really he just wants a hot girl. Not a big fan of this dude. My man Vyasar. Vyasar's like an Indian Seth Rogen. Real funny, nice, goofy dude. Kind of nerdy. He likes his comic books and action figures, and he works as a high school teacher and guidance counselor in Austin, Texas. This dude is cool, but sometimes he could be a lot. You wonder if he could ever get serious, but he definitely does. When y'all get into his origin story, you'll see why. Akshay. Akshay's probably gonna be one of the most talked about people on this show. He's a very shy 25-year-old. He's also in India, and his mother complains about him being single every single day of his life. She even blames her high blood pressure on the fact that he's single. It actually gets to the point where she says, if you're not married in 3 months, I'm picking one for you. Like, he's 25, but she's also like gonna have a stroke, so just hurry it up, bruh. Akshay is also the one who says he needs his wife to do all the cooking and ironing because he can't do that stuff. And also, she can't work because if she's at work, who's watching the kid? These are the things that he says out loud on TV. But he got a cool cousin though. Ankita! Low-key my favorite on the show. No diss to you, Nadia. You know what we have is special. Ankita is an independent and successful business owner. So obviously, because a lot of Indian families have a traditional sense of what a woman's role is, she has difficulty finding time for a partner that will still allow her to run her business. She definitely ain't matching with Akshay. Just all around good energy, and very important to see that kind of Indian woman on screen. Finally, we got Richa. I wouldn't have even spoken about Richa because she's only on one episode and we really don't know a lot about her background, but she brings up one of the biggest problems that people have with the show: colorism. She tells Seema, the matchmaker, that her partner can't be too dark. Yikes, Richa. Ugh. 2020 will not be kind to you. So what's my take? Honestly, this show is addicting as hell. A coworker told me to check it out, and after I watched the first episode, I knew exactly what I was doing with the rest of my evening. So shout out to you, Apple. As a dude who will probably watch any reality show, especially dating shows, this is a unique take on the two worlds. Plus, we get to learn about a tradition that many Americans know very little about. And to be clear, this show isn't built to tell you if this practice is right or wrong. I'm gonna give Indian matchmaking 4 stars. If you're into reality TV and dating shows, you need look no further. Of course, Love is Blind and Too Hot to Handle were great to watch in quarantine phase 1, but even with their little twists, it was still just hot people among other hot people trying to find love. Here in Indian matchmaking, not only are we learning about a whole new culture, but a lot of the times we're looking at ordinary people like you and me. It's hard to be really concerned about the ex-football player with the tan and the 12-pack of abs that became a doctor when he says he can't find love. Just don't hit the same. Here we're watching real people grapple with the social stigmas attached to marriage and the pressures that their families put on them. It's very interesting stuff. And of course it wouldn't be 2020 without some controversy, because some people are upset that this dated tradition is getting glorified on TV, and I'm in no place to tell them that they shouldn't have those concerns. I mentioned before that in arranged marriages the love might not be there at first, but the expectation, even in many progressive homes, is that the love will grow over time due to adjustment and compromise, mainly by the woman. With that angle, you can see how some folks will have a problem with a show like this on TV. But I will say you see a broad spectrum of the culture. The only real downside for me besides grumpy old slumpy old Aparna is the fact that we don't get the closure we need on all the couples, and Netflix has yet to announce a season 2. And we need a season 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. I definitely recommend you check it out if you're into that kind of thing. Oh, and Akshay, if you're watching this, you may have been born in the wrong century, but that was still a badass Gucci jacket. You cold for that one. As always, thanks for checking out Tate's Take. If you enjoyed the video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up and that subscribe button if you haven't yet. Let me know in the comments if you plan on checking out this show. And if you have already, I need to know who your favorite characters are. Appreciate the time, y'all. Thank you.